Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darian and today we're going to be talking about my 2026 goals. So 2025, I feel like it goes without saying, was a bit of a rough year. I feel like everyone was struggling in 2025, like not just the world as a whole, but like everyone in their personal lives seemed to be struggling, everyone I know at least. And I am ready to say goodbye to 2025. I'm gonna be so honest. I mean, I kind of feel this way at the beginning of every new year, but I love a new year. I love just closing the chapter that is the year before and starting fresh. And I know that you can start fresh at any time of the year. It doesn't have to be a new year, but there's just something about the new year. I think it's just everyone starting fresh at the same time. It just makes me feel good. It makes me feel like the possibilities are endless, that there is potential for things to get better, you know? So I am ready to make 2026 my year. And so I thought I'd just sit down and film this video about some of my plans for 2026, both in terms of reading and for my channel. It's no secret that I've been struggling with my channel, honestly, for the past few years. I feel like 2022 maybe was the last year I was somewhat consistent with my channel. I feel like since then, I mean, I started my channel in 2020 during lockdown when I had so much time to film videos and edit videos, and it was just like the main thing I was doing in that time was my channel, working on my channel, making videos. And then of course I went back to school in person and then went to grad school and then graduated and got my first big girl job, and a lot of like these are all great things, but I really want to get back to my roots of making my videos because I really miss it. I miss the like 2020 2021 season of booktube for me specifically, and how involved I felt in the community, and I've just felt pretty detached lately and I really want to get back into it. Yeah, we'll talk a bit about that in a second, but I guess we'll start with my reading goals for 2026. So here's the thing. The past few years, I feel like maybe the past 3 years, I mean pretty much my whole life, I have always dreamed of reaching the elusive 100 books in a year goal. I have set my Goodreads goal for the past, I think, 3 years to 100, and then I get to like November and realize there's no way that's happening and I have to lower my goal. As of right now, this moment, I think I've read 75 books. So I have lowered my goal to 80, and I haven't not reached 80 since 2019, which was the year I like really got back into reading. Since then it's always been like 81, 83, somewhere around that. And I do think that I'm just gonna like just reach 80 this year. I have not been prioritizing my reading this year, and so that is my main goal for 2026, is prioritizing reading, but not necessarily by reading more books. What I really want to focus on in 2026 is just to spend more time reading and not worry so much about how many books I'm reading, but the way I'm reading. Am I reading books I'm enjoying? Am I pushing through books that I'm not enjoying? And also, like, am I reading diversely? Am I reading from a wide range of voices, from a wide range of genres? I would like to read more nonfiction. I would like to be more intentional about my reading. And so that might mean I'm reading slower, but I want to read more often. So instead of, this year was really like the worst year for me in a while in terms of doom scrolling. It's been a rough year, okay? And I feel like I am just always on Instagram scrolling, seeing the latest news, seeing what's popular right now, what's not popular, who are we upset with, who are we not upset with, and you know, everything like that. Which, like, yes, it's important to stay informed, and I'm never gonna not want to stay informed with what's going on in the world, what's going on in my community, everything like that. I'm always gonna want to know what's going on and you know, be informed, but I don't think that has to come at the cost of my mental health and staring at my screen for like 8 hours a day. I don't think that's helping anyone, and it's definitely not helping me. And so I definitely want to spend less time on my phone in 2026, more time reading, more time learning, more time being really intentional with my reading, like I said. So instead of coming up with a number of books goal, I came up with a pages goal instead, because I also have a lot of books that are really long on my TBR that I really want to get to that I've been avoiding, because when I'm like deciding what I want to read, I'm thinking, well, if I read this one 800-page book, instead I could be reading three 300-page books. That equals 900 pages, but you get it. And so I'm like, well, obviously I want to read the 3 smaller books because then I'm reading more books. But like, there's some great books out there that I'm not reading because they're 700, 800 pages. And in my mind, I'm like, that's not good because I need to be reading as many books as possible. And I don't want to be like that anymore. So instead of setting my goal to 100 books in the year, instead the way I came up with the number of pages I wanted to read, first I wanted to read the most amount of pages I've read. So I went back to my last few years on Goodreads to see how many pages I read the past few years, and I think the most I had was like 32,000. So my goal for 2026 is to read 35,000 pages, and I kind of came up with this number by thinking, let's say I read 100 350-page books, then that would equal 35,000 pages. Now, do I want to read 100 350-page books? No, the goal is to read the pages, not the number of books. So that way I feel free to read the 800-page books that are on my TBR, to read the longer books on my TBR, because I want the page count to matter, not the number of books. And I'm hoping that will set me up for success and I can be proud of the number of pages I read rather than the number of books, because maybe that'll end up being only 70 books and that's fine. Like, it's okay. I need to stop comparing myself to every person who reads more than me, because first of all, I'm not a super fast reader. I feel like I'm faster than like the average person, but I'm not faster than a lot of booktubers, a lot of book content creators. It takes me a while to read a book. I don't read 100 pages in an hour. I read usually about a page a minute, sometimes slower depending on like the font size and everything like that. I do listen to audiobooks quicker than I read physically, but I prefer reading physically. And I love audiobooks, don't get me wrong, but like if I had to choose, I would choose reading physically even though it's slower. So I feel like I'm rambling a lot, but that's just gonna be the vibe of this video because this is just kind of things I've been thinking about a lot, and now I'm putting it somewhere so that I can remind myself, like, this is what I want to focus on this year. So page goal is 35,000 pages. It will be the most I've read in a year. It may not be the most books I've read in a year, but that would be the most pages I've read in a year. So that's my goal. Another one of my reading goals is to really focus on my own TBR, because it's kind of getting out of hand. I haven't looked in a little while what number I'm at now, but I think it's close to 400. It might be, maybe, actually, okay, we're gonna look. We're gonna find out together, because well, obviously I have a book buying problem, as a lot of people do. Okay, I'm at 460 books that I own that I have not read. And that's not including the books I have on my Kindle. That's my physically owned books. I mean, also, side note, I am hoping to get a Kobo soon and then transfer all the books from my Kindle to my Kobo, and I'm hoping that will inspire me to read more of the ebooks that I already own, because my Kindle is just, she's on her way out, and also I just don't really want to use a Kindle anymore. I would much prefer to have a Kobo. So, but that's a whole other thing. So I guess that's another reading goal, is to get a Kobo and read more ebooks. But yes, I do want to focus on my own TBR, because every year it just, like, there's some books I've owned since 2018, 2019, and I just have not picked them up yet. And maybe maybe those books aren't for me anymore, but I want to at least try them. Like, I bought them for a reason, and I'm a very different person than I was in 2018, so maybe I would not like those books, but I want to at least try them because I spent money on them. They've been sitting on my shelves for almost 8 years. Is that right? 8? Oh my god. I hate that. But yeah, so like, I want to at least try more of the books on my own TBR. I did attempt to do this and make this a focus for 2025 by doing my 25 and 2025 challenge, if you remember. And spoiler alert, that, I mean, it worked. Yes, it worked. But I thought I had so many ideas, which I will get into when I talk about my channel goals. But I was planning on doing like a whole series for that, and I would do that like throughout the year, and I didn't do it. I didn't do any of it. So it was not really a focus for me. It ended up more being like, oh, I just happened to read a book that fits for my reading challenge, so there we go, instead of like intentionally making it a focus. So I'm not gonna do like another challenge like that. I'm just gonna try to really, when I'm thinking of what I want to read, looking at the books I already own. I also want to purchase less books in the new year because I'm just like hoarding all these old books that I haven't read yet, and I don't need to be adding to my TBR. So like focusing on my own TBR doesn't mean I'm not getting books from the library. I just really want to focus on buying less books, because also hopefully maybe in 2026, I'm putting it out there, maybe I'll be moving out. I really hope. If not 2026, then definitely 2027, but like the plan is to move out hopefully in the near future, and I don't need to be adding more books that I will then have to move, you know what I mean? And then that way, if I focus on my own TBR, then I'll have more books to give away per chance. So yes, so I really want to focus on the books that I already own, because there's so many stories. Like I'm currently reading Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell because the movie's coming out. I've owned this book I think since 2021 and I'm loving it. Spoiler alert. It's beautiful, and like yes, maybe I'm reading it at the exact right moment I needed to read it, but I was thinking like this book has sat on my shelf for 4 years, and like I had no idea that this story that I would love was just sitting there. And so I'm like looking around at all my books that are around me right now, and I'm like, how many of these books are gonna be new all-time favorites, you know? Like I just want to focus on the ones I already own, and I know books are just gonna keep coming out, and I've learned that more than ever this year working as a librarian, seeing exactly how many books come out every year. It's exhausting, and there's so many more books that I've been introduced to and that I know about because I'm a librarian and because of my job that interest me now. So there's even more books I want to read. But also I should find that exciting, not scary. But anyways, so yeah, I don't think I actually said this yet, but by the end of the year, I want to have less books on my own TBR than I do at the beginning of the year. So like I said, that number's at 460 right now. It's gonna increase before the end of the year because Christmas is coming up, and I assume I will get some books because that's all I ever want for Christmas or birthdays. So that number will increase, but by the end of 2026, I want to own less books than that because I fear that number has just gotten higher and higher every year for the past 6, 7 years, 8 years. And we need to cut it down. So it's got to be just like I want it to be less than 460. It doesn't have to be under 400, just under 460, less than it is right now. Well, whatever the number will be at the end of the year. So those are really my reading goals. Nothing like too concrete except for the page count goal. But other than that, it's not like I'm saying I want to read 10 mysteries and I want to read 15 thrillers. Why did I? I don't know why I thought of mysteries and thrillers when I don't read a lot of those, but you know what I mean. Like instead of being I want to read this many of this and that many of that, I just want to read what I want to read while still being intentional about it, while still reading diversely, while trying to read more nonfiction, trying to learn more. I think that's really important right now with the world going on as it is. I think I know a lot of people are doing like the personal curriculum things, which I think is great. I saw that Jananie from The Story Ain't Over is doing like the anti-brain rot challenge. I think that's great, and honestly I might try to do that, maybe like loosely, because I know part of it is annotating and I don't want to annotate in every book I own, but whatever. Like I definitely want the vibes of that. I want to be learning this year. I want to be anti-brain rotting, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, so those are my reading goals. And then in terms of my channel, I mean, like I was saying before, I've been feeling very out of it in terms of my channel for the past few years. And I was looking back, I had written down before the end of 2024, I had written down a bunch of video ideas I had for 2025, and I was like, oh my god, I have so many ideas for video projects, so many vlogs I want to do. I looked at that list before, guess how many I did? 0. I did none of them. I had all these ideas. I had like 2 pages in my notebook of ideas, and I didn't do a single one of them. Not one. Not even close. And that makes me really sad because I look back at this year and I'm like, I could have done at least one. I could have done 2 or 3. And why didn't I? Because I keep giving the excuse that like I'm not used to working a full-time job. I'm finding it hard to balance work and my channel. And I mean, yes, that's true, and I think that's a valid reason, but I think I'm just I think I'm just prioritizing the wrong things. I think that one thing I really want to work on in this new year is like just letting work be work. Like when I'm at work, I'm thinking about work. I take my job very seriously. I think I do a good job, but when I'm not at work, I'm still thinking about work. I think about work 24/7. I'm worrying about it mostly. I'm worrying about what my coworkers think of me. I'm worrying about what library patrons think of me. I'm worrying about if I'm doing a good job, if I'm doing a bad job. I mean, there's been a lot of changes at my workplace recently. A lot of people have left and we have a lot of new people coming in. So that's been really stressful. So I'm just thinking about that a lot and I need to just stop. I just need to stop. Like when I'm at work, I can be thinking about work, but when I'm at home, I want to focus on my hobbies. I want to focus on my channel because this is a hobby. Like I make very, very, very minimal money from my YouTube channel. And I'm not saying like I need to get up there and make this my full-time job because that's not going to happen. I know this. We all know this, but I'm out of breath. But I want to put more of a focus on my channel so that when I'm not at work, I'm thinking, what videos do I want to do? What book do I want to read next? I want to get my creative juices flowing instead of, does everybody like me? Does people not like me? Like, or like thinking about, remember that interaction I had with a patron and I said that thing weird and maybe they're still thinking about it. Like, I need to stop with that. But like, that's a whole part of my personality that I need to work on. But I think I really need to shift my focus from thinking about work all the time to like actually enjoying my time off from work and spending it on the hobbies that I love, which is making videos, which is reading, which is coloring, which is watching booktube, watching shows, playing Switch, stuff like that. So all that to say this is really a rambly video, I'm so sorry. But all that to say is I really want to prioritize my channel this year and I want to do the videos that I was really excited about doing because at the end of the year, I don't have goals in terms of like, I want this many subscribers because that's not really something I can control. I don't know how well it's gonna work. I want to post more consistently, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do like one video a week just because my job is very tiring and so sometimes on my days off I don't feel like being productive and making content and that's fine. Like sometimes I need to rest but I just want to be thinking less about work when I'm not actually at work. So yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be like super consistent, but at the end of the year I want to look back at the videos I posted in the year and think like I'm really proud of myself that I tried new things, that I tried these ideas that I came up with, that I spent time working on this project. No matter how well these videos do, no matter how many views they get or whatever, like I want to be proud of what I did and not base it off numbers about how many views they're getting, how many subscribers I gain, how many comments, how many likes. I need to stop thinking of things that way and just be like, I'm really proud that I came up with this idea and I worked on it for however long and I read this many books for it and then I filmed it and edited it and posted it and like I had a beginning, middle, and end to this project of an idea I had instead of just the beginning stages of like me brainstorming and then never doing anything with my ideas. I wrote down my list of goals that I wanted to talk about and for my channel goals, I wrote just make the videos. And I think that needs to be my motto for the year is like, I mean, I don't want to say just do it, but like just make it. Just you know, just do it. I think one thing about me is like a lot of the ideas I have, projects, they would take probably a few weeks to do. And so I think one thing that I really need to work on is I'm always like, well, I need to wait for the perfect time. Like I can't do that video this week because like I'm always coming up with excuses for myself on why I can't do something and I just need to do it. Like I need to do it. I don't need to wait for the perfect week, the perfect time, the perfect blah 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 blah. Like I need to make the perfect time instead of just wait for the perfect time. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I want to work on for my channel this year is to just do it. Just make the videos that I really want to make. If they flop, if they don't turn out as well as I hope, then I tried. I still made something and I think that's really great. and I need to just focus on like the things I want to do and how I'll feel about them versus like, but if I do this, what will everyone else think? Because that's my real problem is I care way too much about what everyone else thinks. Like, I just want to do what will fill my cup and what will make me happy. And if other people like that too, then that's great. That would be great. I would love to share my art with other people, but like, oh my God, stop worrying about what everyone thinks. So those are really those are really my goals for 2026. I hope that was just me rambling for almost 25 minutes. Oh, so sorry. Hopefully I can edit that down. But yeah, so those are my goals. Sorry this was very rambly, but hopefully I can look back at this video at the end of 2026 and feel proud of myself that I really focused on these things. I focused on reading quality over quantity in terms of reading, and trying new genres, trying to learn new things, and also just like making the kind of content that I want to make and not care about what other people think. So that's the moral of today. So, oh my God, I've been talking for a while. I'm out of breath. If you watched till the end, leave the fireworks emoji because it's almost a new year, and let me know if you have any goals for 2026. It could be reading goals or it could just be life goals, any New Year's resolutions you want to talk about. I would love to know, and I really hope that I will see more of you in 2026. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!